Have you ever thought that a seemingly harmless meal could silently affect your heart, joints, and even your memory? After the age of 50, our bodies become more sensitive to what we consume. Yet unfortunately, many people continue eating as they did in their youth, without realizing that certain types of fish, often labeled as superfoods, can actually pose hidden risks. Not everyone realizes that some fish are high in mercury, cholesterol, or saturated fat, elements that can accelerate aging and directly harm the cardiovascular system, bones, and brain. This video will help you identify 6 types of fish you should limit, especially if you're over 50. You'll also learn how to choose healthier fish options and how to prepare them properly to protect your heart, joints, and memory each day. If you're looking for safer choices for your meals, stay with us until the end. And don't forget to like and share, so this information can reach your loved ones. Have you ever eaten any of the fish on this list? Share in the comments. Your story might help someone else make a timely change. Now let's explore 6 types of fish you should think twice about before putting on your plate. Many people over the age of 50 begin to pay more attention to eating healthier. However, some dishes that seem harmless or even nutritious can negatively impact health if not consumed properly. Squid is one of them. Did you know that just 100 grams of squid contains up to 260 milligrams of cholesterol, exceeding half of the recommended daily intake for older adults? Do you have a habit of ordering fried calamari every time you visit a seafood restaurant? If so, you should keep reading. Squid is a popular dish, especially in the form of fried calamari, a favorite appetizer at many restaurants. But few people realize that squid is very high in cholesterol. For those over 50, the body no longer processes cholesterol as efficiently as before. This means that regularly consuming squid, particularly when deep-fried, can contribute to elevated blood lipids, leading to serious cardiovascular conditions such as atherosclerosis, heart attacks, or strokes. Additionally, squid contains a significant amount of purines, substances that can be metabolized into uric acid in the body. As people age, the ability to eliminate uric acid declines, increasing the risk of gout. Gout is not only painful, but also negatively affects mobility and daily quality of life. Another important factor is how squid is prepared. Fried calamari, the most common method, not only increases saturated fat content, but can also form inflammatory compounds if the frying oil is reused or improperly heated. For the heart and joints, which naturally weaken over time, this poses a major risk. However, you don't have to completely eliminate squid from your diet. With proper selection and preparation, you can still enjoy this food safely. By switching from frying to grilling or steaming, you can significantly reduce unhealthy fat content while preserving much of the squid's nutritional value, such as protein and minerals. Here are some tips to enjoy squid more wisely. Limit consumption. Eat squid no more than once every 2 weeks, with portions under 100 grams per serving. Choose grilling or steaming. Instead of frying, try using lemon, garlic, and herbs for flavor instead of sugary or creamy sauces. Pair with fiber-rich vegetables. This helps digestion and reduces cholesterol absorption. Consult your doctor. If you have a history of heart disease, high blood pressure, or gout, seek medical advice before including squid in your diet. Adjusting your diet doesn't mean giving up the foods you love. Once you understand what your body needs and which foods require moderation, you can continue to enjoy life in a healthy, flavorful way. Now that you're aware of the hidden risks behind this familiar seafood, let's take a closer look at a seemingly premium fish that actually contains a unique toxin, especially dangerous for older adults: escolar. Fish is an essential part of many people's diets, especially as we age and the need for lean protein, omega-3s, and healthy fats becomes more important than ever. However, not all types of fish are suitable for people over 50. A prime example is escolar, also known as butterfish. Have you ever heard of oil diarrhea after eating fish? It may sound strange, but it's a very real phenomenon, and escolar is the main culprit. This fish contains a unique type of fat called gempelotoxin, an indigestible compound for the human body. The result? It passes straight through the digestive system and exits as oil, causing oily diarrhea, along with symptoms like stomach cramps, nausea, dizziness, or extreme fatigue. For older adults whose digestive systems are more fragile, metabolism is slower, and the risk of dehydration is higher. This is not just uncomfortable, but potentially dangerous. In many cases, even a small portion of escolar can lead to an emergency room visit, especially for those with a history of digestive issues or high blood pressure. In the US, escolar is not outright banned, but many health organizations and nutrition experts have advised the public to avoid it, particularly those over 50. Some major supermarkets and restaurants in Europe have even chosen not to stock or serve escolar due to safety concerns. The good news is, you don't have to compromise your health to enjoy delicious meals. There are plenty of safer, healthier, and more nutritious alternatives to escolar. Salmon, especially wild-caught, offers a rich source of omega-3s that protect the heart, reduce inflammation, and support cognitive function. Cod, on the other hand, is light, easy to digest, and low in fat, making it an ideal option for seniors seeking high-quality protein. If you've ever been drawn to the smooth texture and rich taste of escolar, try preparing cod in a similar way, grilled with lemon, black pepper, and a drizzle of extra virgin olive oil. The result will not only be flavorful, but also much gentler on your gut and better for your heart. Sometimes, protecting your health doesn't mean giving up your favorite foods. It just means making smarter choices. Avoiding escolar is a small but significant step toward living healthier and safer after the age of 50. Now let's turn to a very common fish, albacore tuna, often praised as a convenient and nutritious food. But if you're not careful, it could also be a silent threat to your memory and nervous system. There's no denying that tuna is one of the most popular choices in supermarkets. Canned, easy to store, convenient, and packed with protein. It's no surprise that tuna often makes its way into quick lunches or healthy salads. But did you know that not all tuna is created equal, and some varieties, especially albacore, can pose hidden risks to your memory and nervous system? Indeed, albacore tuna contains significantly higher levels of mercury compared to other types of tuna. Mercury is a heavy metal that cannot be broken down in the human body. Over time, it accumulates in fatty tissues, the liver, kidneys, and especially the brain. For older adults whose nervous systems have already begun to slow and whose brains are more vulnerable, exposure to even moderate levels of mercury can seriously impact memory, focus, and emotional balance. The US Food and Drug Administration, FDA, has repeatedly warned that albacore tuna contains 3 times the mercury of light tuna, usually skipjack. That's why health guidelines for adults, especially those over 50, recommend limiting albacore tuna consumption to no more than once per month. Unfortunately, this is not yet widely known. Many people still assume that all types of tuna are healthy and safe, a misconception that could cost them their mental sharpness over time. Another important point: mercury has no smell, no taste, and cannot be removed by cooking. Whether canned, smoked, steamed, or fried, albacore tuna retains the same mercury content. This makes portion control more urgent than ever. However, you don't have to give up your favorite tuna entirely. Instead of albacore, choose light tuna, typically made from skipjack, which contains much less mercury while still providing the same amount of protein and appealing flavor. You can also opt for sardines, which are rich in omega-3s and support heart and brain health. Just be sure to enjoy them in moderation. Here's a tip: when buying canned tuna, read the label carefully. If it says solid white or white tuna, it's albacore. If it says chunk light, it's usually skipjack. Much safer for your long-term health. Your body has carried you through more than half a century. It deserves to be cared for with intention. Choosing the right type of fish isn't just a nutritional decision. It's a daily act of protecting your memory, your emotions, and your clarity of mind. Next, we'll take a closer look at a fish that seems healthy but can pose specific risks: sardines. These tiny fish are full of nutrients, but if eaten improperly, they can spike both your blood pressure and uric acid levels. Sardines are often praised as a small but mighty superfood, rich in omega-3s, protein, and essential vitamins. And that's true, but only if you know how to use them properly. Because if you're not careful, this seemingly harmless fish could quietly affect your blood pressure, joints, and overall health, especially after the age of 50. Have you ever noticed slight swelling in your hands or feet, or unusual blood pressure fluctuations after eating canned sardines a few times? It's very likely that you're unknowingly consuming too much sodium. Canned sardines, the most common form, are typically packed in brine, oil, or tomato sauce, with sodium levels reaching up to 300 to 400 milligrams per 100 grams serving. For older adults, this is significant, as kidney function weakens with age, making the body more sensitive to sodium. The result? Elevated blood pressure, a major risk factor for stroke and heart disease. Additionally, sardines contain a relatively high amount of purines, compounds that can raise uric acid levels in the blood. For individuals with a history of gout, or those managing uric acid levels, frequent consumption of sardines, especially canned, can trigger painful gout flare-ups, causing joint inflammation and limiting mobility. However, this doesn't mean you have to completely cut sardines out of your diet. On the contrary, with the right choices and portion control, you can still enjoy the many health benefits these tiny fish offer. Fresh or frozen sardines, when properly cleaned, are an excellent natural source of omega-3s, supporting heart health, reducing inflammation, aiding memory, and slowing joint degeneration. Here are a few tips to enjoy sardines safely and effectively. Opt for fresh or frozen sardines whenever possible. If you must use canned, choose low-sodium versions and rinse them with warm water before preparing. Limit your intake. Aim for no more than 150 grams per week, divided into 1 to 2 servings to give your body time to process excess purines and sodium. Pair sardines with potassium-rich foods like spinach, avocado, or bananas to help balance electrolytes and reduce sodium's effects. Consult your doctor if you're being treated for high blood pressure or gout before including sardines in your regular diet. Balance is key. Sardines offer tremendous value, but require a thoughtful approach, especially at an age when every meal can directly impact your blood pressure, joints, and mental well-being. Now let's take a closer look at a fish that's very common in supermarkets and restaurants: tilapia. Though it's affordable and easy to cook, tilapia has some serious concerns when it comes to inflammation and farming practices, issues you should know before adding it to your shopping cart. Tilapia has long been one of the most widely consumed fish. With its affordable price, mild flavor, and ease of preparation, tilapia appears in everything from grilled dishes and fried plates to salads and tacos. However, behind its popularity lie growing concerns about its nutritional value and safety, especially for those entering a more health-sensitive stage of life after 50. You've probably heard that eating fish is good for the heart. That's true, but not necessarily when it comes to tilapia. While it's a freshwater fish that's easy to farm and high in protein, tilapia contains an unusually high ratio of omega-6 fatty acids compared to other types of fish. Omega-6 is essential in small amounts, but when consumed excessively, especially in imbalance with omega-3, it can promote chronic inflammation in the body. Inflammation is a major contributor to heart disease, arthritis, and even neurological disorders. A study by Wake Forest University found that tilapia contains 2 to 3 times more omega-6 than hamburger or pork. Because of this, many nutritionists warn that consuming too much tilapia could have the opposite effect of what people expect. Instead of protecting the body, it may worsen inflammatory conditions in older adults. Another critical issue is farming quality. Most tilapia on the market is imported from fish farms in China or South America, where quality control can be inconsistent. Some farms have been reported to use antibiotics, growth hormones, and even animal waste as feed to reduce costs, all of which can leave behind harmful chemical residues in the fish. This is especially risky for seniors, whose liver and kidneys may not filter toxins as efficiently as they once did. That said, you don't have to cut tilapia out of your diet completely. With the right sourcing and balanced meal planning, you can still enjoy its benefits without facing the hidden risks. Here are some guidelines to consume tilapia safely and healthily. Limit your intake. Eat no more than 150 grams of tilapia per week and avoid eating it on consecutive days. Choose tilapia from reputable farms. Look for products certified by organizations like Best Aquaculture Practices, BAP, or the Aquaculture Stewardship Council, ASC. Balance with omega-3 rich foods. Pair tilapia with sources of omega-3s such as flax seeds, walnuts, salmon, or extra virgin olive oil to improve the omega-6 to omega-3 ratio. Avoid deep-fried tilapia. Opt for steaming, baking, or lightly pan-searing with herbs and healthy vegetable oils instead. Understanding the origin and impact of the foods we eat is a vital part of staying healthy after 50. Tilapia may be a convenient choice, but for it to be a beneficial part of your diet, you need to control both the quality and the quantity. Lastly, let's explore another unique type of fish, eel. While it may sound unusual in Western menus, eel is becoming more common, and it carries hidden risks that many don't expect when consumed improperly. Eel may not be a staple in everyday meals, but in recent years, it has increasingly appeared on the menus of upscale restaurants and in supermarkets, either frozen or pre-prepared. With its rich, tender texture and savory flavor, eel is often seen as a special choice. Yet few people realize that it is one of the fish types that can pose significant health risks, especially for those over the age of 50. Did you know that 100 grams of eel can contain up to 25 grams of fat? That's equivalent to many red meats, and even higher than some types of cheese. For older adults who often need to monitor fat intake to manage cholesterol and heart health, this isn't great news. While some of the fat in eel is unsaturated, the overall high fat content can still burden the digestive system, liver, and heart, particularly if eaten frequently or in large portions. And that's not the only concern. Another hidden risk lies in the eel's potential to accumulate toxins such as mercury, dioxins, and PCBs, polychlorinated biphenyls, industrial chemicals known to cause long-term harm to the nervous and cardiovascular systems. Because eels dwell near the bottom of rivers, lakes, and coastal areas, they tend to absorb more pollutants than fish that live in higher water layers. Studies have shown that some eel samples caught from polluted waters contain toxin levels above safety limits, a serious issue for seniors whose bodies have a reduced capacity to eliminate toxins. This becomes especially concerning for individuals with a history of heart or neurological conditions, or those taking medications that slow metabolism, since the toxins in eel may worsen existing illnesses and accelerate the aging of nerve cells. That said, eel is undeniably delicious and rich in protein and minerals like zinc, phosphorus, and iron. The real question is, how can you enjoy it occasionally without compromising your health? Here are some tips to help you make safer choices. Limit consumption to rare occasions. Consider it a special dish for holidays or celebrations, no more than once a month. Avoid eel from unknown sources. Whenever possible, choose eel farmed under certified conditions or imported from countries with strict food safety standards. Choose healthier cooking methods. Opt for grilling or steaming instead of heavily spiced stews or frying to minimize additional fat and sodium. Consider safer alternatives. Salmon or mackerel offer a similar rich taste, are high in omega-3s, and pose less risk of toxins when properly sourced. In the end, the most important factor isn't whether you eat eel, but how often and how you incorporate it into your diet. After 50, smart food choices can make a tremendous difference to both physical and mental well-being. A little caution today is a powerful safeguard for tomorrow. First of all, thank you for taking the time to join me on this journey of uncovering fish that, while seemingly nutritious, may pose hidden health risks, especially after the age of 50. Your presence and attention are not only a source of motivation, but also a powerful reminder of what it means to live consciously and take ownership of your health. Together, we explored 6 common types of seafood: squid, escolar, albacore tuna, sardines, tilapia, and eel. These are familiar names on the dinner table, but when consumed improperly, they can quietly affect your heart, joints, and memory. What matters most here isn't labeling a fish as absolutely bad or good. It's having the knowledge to make choices that fit your body, your lifestyle, and your personal health journey. So, after this video, where do you think you'll begin? Was there a type of fish on this list that surprised you? Do you have a habit that you believed was healthy, but now realize might need some adjustment? Share your thoughts or your story. I'd love to hear from you and learn alongside a community of people who are committed to living responsibly and well. If you found this content helpful, don't forget to click like and share it with family or friends, especially those who, like you, are entering a stage of life where every meal becomes a meaningful decision. You can also follow this channel to catch upcoming topics on nutrition, health, and safe living for midlife and beyond. We've reached an age where we can no longer leave our bodies to chance. But that's also what makes this moment so powerful, because now is the perfect time to take control of your health and your future, one small but wise action at a time. Because it's never too late to start living better, beginning with what you choose to put on your plate today.